Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. For decades, we have thrilled to the exploits of the young and the restless Victor Newman, the unapologetic Black Knight of Genoa City. We have swooned over his grand romantic gestures, gasped at his treachery, and cursed about the lows to which he is willing to stoop. But as we recently noted, his vendetta against archenemy Jack Abbott has begun to feel less been there. Done that then been there. Done that over and over and over again. Read the room, young and restless. The last thing viewers want to see right now is a filthy rich narcissist running roughshod over everyone and everything in his path, with no concern whatsoever about the destruction he leaves in his wake. It's time for the show to humble Victor, and we mean truly humble him. As it is, he considers himself untouchable, and we don't blame him. Countless nemesis have come and gone, and none have been able to bring him down. Heck, they've barely managed to slow him down. We feel invincible too. What it would take to force the great and powerful Victor Newman to take stock, we're not sure. Perhaps the loss of his empire, maybe the passing of one of his children, or it could be something as common in Genoa City as a brush with death. Whatever it is, the result would have to be the same. Victor asking, "What have I done?" He had to fight for everything that he has, so he could realize that along the way, he forgot how to do anything but fight. And at some point, that started to do more harm than good. The storyline could be a tour de force for the estimable Eric Braeden as he plays Victor's revelation that he's won battle after battle, only to lose the war. How many times has he hurt his beloved Nikki? How often has he broken his kids' hearts or made collateral damage of someone who made the unforgivable mistake of wanting something for themselves? Is this a life to be proud of? He have to ask himself, or ashamed of? Of course, the goal of cutting Victor down to size isn't to keep him small, it's to allow him to adjust his POV and redefine what it means to be large. I've been so focused on growing Newman Enterprises by taking, he'd see that I've entirely neglected the potential benefits of giving. What is the point of it all if it's all for me? My company, my money, my achievements. Am I so petty and insecure that I need the world I created to revolve around me even now? What do I have left to prove? The answer, what Victor has left to prove, is that he is better than that. That he has evolved away from the villain who once locked Michael Scott in his basement and fed him rats. That he barely even recognizes the fiend who sicked Patty Williams and then Kelly Andrews on Jack. That never in a million years would the man that he has become replace Phyllis Summers' husband in her bed with an imposter. But how? How can Victor possibly make up for all of his misdeeds? Simple. He can use his business acumen and vast wealth to secretly bankroll a nonprofit, then staff it with one of the ambitious entrepreneurs on whom he's previously stepped, Audra Charles. Have him apologize for asking her to seduce Kyle Abbott, give her the top spot and request that she not disclose to anyone that he is funding the charity. "And what if I don't keep your secret?" she might ask. "What if you don't?" He could reply. "That's not a demand. It's a request. There is no threat attached. The job is yours because you will be wonderful at it, and because I have wronged you. I only ask that you keep my involvement to yourself because, well, let's be candid with one another. If anyone knew that I was doing this, it would cast a dark shadow over the whole endeavor. You've suffered enough at my hand," he might add. "As I try to make amends for my past, I shouldn't like for you to have to deal with accusations that you are being used as a pawn in what others will see as my feeble attempt to atone. But the decision to honor my request for anonymity is entirely your own." Imagine the gravitas that Braeden would bring to this storyline as Victor fully comprehends the scope of his power and the potential to use it to enact change for the better. Not just change for his bank account, change for the community. For those who are now where he started out, struggling, scrapping, doing whatever it takes to get by, never mind ahead. The Emmy winner would have to make room in his trophy case for a second statuette. Genoa City is no stranger to Victor Newman's power plays, but this time, the stakes are more personal than ever. What begins as a mysterious illness and a sudden disappearance will unravel into a saga of buried secrets, long-lost enemies, and a power struggle that could tear the Newman dynasty apart unless Victor plays his most dangerous hand yet. It starts subtly. Victor stumbles during a press conference. He dismisses it, chalking it up to fatigue. But when Nikki catches him staring blankly at a photo of their grandchildren, unable to remember Faith's name, She grows concerned. A quiet doctor's visit leads to a shattering revelation. Victor has an early-onset neurodegenerative condition, something fast-moving and rare. He doesn't want anyone to know, not even his children, especially not Adam. Rather than confront the illness head-on, Victor does what he's always done best: plan. Behind closed doors, he begins shifting assets, restructuring Newman Enterprises, and secretly working with Michael Baldwin to draft a series of legal contingencies and private instructions. Victor's sudden disappearance throws Genoa City into chaos. Nikki is devastated, fearing the worst. Victoria suspects foul play from a corporate rival. Adam, convinced Victor is manipulating everyone from the shadows, starts hunting for the truth in his own way. Nick tries to hold the family together, but his efforts are undercut when old rivalries resurface. Addressed to Nikki, it's written in Victor's unmistakable hand. "I need time. I must go to protect all of you. Trust me." But the letter isn't enough. Something's off. Nikki hires a private investigator, and what he discovers changes everything. Victor is alive, but he's been seen under an alias in Switzerland, checking into a mysterious medical retreat known for cutting-edge, highly secretive neurological treatments. Nikki flies there immediately, only to find an empty suite and a hidden flash drive left behind. The flash drive contains a message from Victor himself, recorded only days prior. In it, he looks into the camera with steely eyes, a flicker of pain behind his usually unshakable gaze. He reveals the diagnosis, the plan to disappear, and most importantly, a confession. Years ago, during one of his early business conquests overseas, Victor had a liaison with a woman who would later disappear under mysterious circumstances. Unbeknownst to him, she gave birth to a daughter, one who grew up believing her father abandoned her. That daughter has returned, under a new name, and she now owns a controlling stake in a shell corporation that has been quietly acquiring Newman subsidiaries. She's smart, ruthless, and driven by revenge. Her name? Veronique Street James, a power player in Europe's tech world. Her goal? To dismantle everything Victor built and reclaim the legacy she believes is hers by blood. Just when the Newman family begins to adjust to Victor's absence, he returns. His reappearance shocks everyone. His presence ignites the media. But most of all, it stirs fear in Veronique, who realizes her father is not a man who fades quietly into the night. Victor assembles his children for a fateful dinner at the ranch. There, he introduces Veronique. The reactions are nuclear. Victoria feels betrayed. Nick is skeptical. Abby is shocked. Adam is intrigued. He sees in Veronique a kindred spirit, one shaped by rejection and ambition. The two begin an alliance, much to Victor's alarm. Victor, knowing his time may be limited, orchestrates one final masterstroke, a test of legacy. He announces a radical restructuring of Newman Enterprises. A new seat at the top will be created, and a challenge will determine who leads. Not based on titles or names, but merit and cunning. It will pit his children, and Veronique, against one another in a battle of business, ethics, and strategy. Each Newman must helm a company division, face real-world challenges, and present their results before a council of global investors. And, in secret, Victor himself. The storyline spirals into fierce rivalries, shifting loyalties, and betrayals. Victoria and Veronique clash in boardrooms. Nick tries to be the peacemaker, while Adam and Veronique grow dangerously close, igniting suspicions. Nicky struggles to hold Victor together, emotionally. The disease is progressing. His memory slips, his speeches falter, but his will remains ironclad. He is Victor Newman, and this legacy test, is how he wants to be remembered. In the climax, Victor convenes a final summit. He watches each child make their case. Their presentations are flawless, their ambition undeniable. But then he stands and delivers a speech that will be remembered forever. "You are my legacy. Not the buildings, not the profits, not even the company. You. And if this disease takes me before I'm ready, know this: I never stop fighting. Not for power, but for family." He dissolves the top position, creating a family council instead. For the first time, Newman Enterprises will be governed not by a king, but by a dynasty. Victor survives the episode, but withdraws from public life. The family, shaken and restructured, begins a new era. Veronique, once driven by revenge, stays in Genoa City, slowly finding peace with her newfound siblings. Adam becomes her closest ally, but with his own plans simmering beneath the surface. Victor, from his study at the ranch, pens his memoirs, dictating to Nikki. He has moments of clarity, moments of silence, but in every scene, his presence looms large. I've built empires, crushed enemies, loved deeply, and lost more than most will ever understand. But if my story ends here, then I end it on my terms. With emotional weight, generational conflict, corporate intrigue, and the vulnerability of a titan brought low by time, Victor Newman's Legacy Gambit arc would not only be a gift to fans, it would be a shining moment for Eric Braeden to deliver one of his most powerful performances yet.